In lesson 4.2, we learned about the triangle angle sum theorem, which basically says that the three angles, the interior angles of a triangle, have a sum of 180 degrees. So in example 1, we want to find the measure of angle T. We already know the measure of angle R is 25, the measure of angle S is 35. To set it up, you'll take the three interior angles, equal to 180, so 25 plus 35 plus t would be 180. And then you're going to solve for a measure of angle t, which should be 120 degrees. For number 2, example 2, it says find the missing angle measures. This time we have two triangles that are connected at a vertex. I'm going to start with angle ABC because I already know two interior angles, and I'm going to find angle 1 first. So we start by setting up the equation, the measure of angle 1 plus A plus B equals 180, and then you'll substitute those parts that you know. We don't know angle 1, we know that angle A is 58, we know that angle B is 90, so we'll substitute those, and that allows us to solve for the measure of angle 1, which is 32. Now we can find the measure of angle 2 because we actually have vertical angles in here, and we found out that when we have two lines that intersect to form vertical angles, that vertical angles are always congruent. Vertical angles are basically your opposite angles with a common vertex, but not a common side. So that leaves the measure of angle 2 to be 32 as well. Now for triangle CDE, we know two of the angles. We know the measure of angle 2 and what the measure of angle E is, and that will allow us to find 3. So you substitute 32 in for angle 2, substitute 108 in for angle E, and solve for angle 3, which should be 40 degrees. For your first assignment then, you're going to complete numbers 1 through 6 on the first side of the study guide. We continue lesson 4.2 with the exterior angle theorem, and that tells me that my exterior angle, which is created by extending one side and connecting it with an adjacent side, that's my exterior angle. The exterior angle then would be supplementary to its adjacent interior angle. The exterior angle is going to be equal to the sum of the remote interiors. Our remote interiors, in this case to angle 1, would be angle B and angle A. Remote basically means away from or far away. In example 1, we want to find the measure of angle 1. Again, the measure of angle 1 is the sum of so it's going to be equal to 60 plus 80, which is 140. And then in example 2, we have an exterior angle, and it is the sum of the two remotes. That's the formula we want to use. We actually already know the exterior at 78. We don't know one of the remote interiors, which is angle S. So you set up a little equation, solve for x by subtracting 55, and that gives you x equals 23. Okay, then for the second side of the 4.2 study guide, for 1 through 4, you're going to find the measure of each numbered angle. So you want to identify which one's the exterior angle and then set up the equation. And on 5 and 6, you're going to find the measure of x and using the exterior angle theorem.